everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining. For those who don't know, TYCon is an initiative and platform created by the second generation of Tsinghua alumni youth in North America. And we have
Mhm.
a whole bunch of programs like webinar, professional, regional meetups to foster friendships, personal growth, all kinds of things. This is our webinar series where we invite speakers across a whole range of topics. Today, we will be talking about surviving the age of AI. And we are joined by Jet and Dr. Xia. Jet is an associate at TSVC and a Gen 3 Tsinghua community member. They went to THUMS before studying computer science at UIUC and Columbia and have 5 years of tech industry experience spanning engineering, design, and product roles before turning to VC. Currently, Jet uses AI tools heavily in their investment research and daily work and is teaching young professionals through TSVC's summer internship program, which you can learn more about at the end if you're interested. And Dr. Xia, thank you so much for joining us. He currently serves as the founding partner of TSVC. For those who don't know, it is a Silicon Valley-based early stage venture capital firm focused on deep technology, mobile internet cloud, and software investments, where he leads strategy, deal sourcing, and portfolio development. Since co-founding TSVC in 2010, Dr. Xia has backed hundreds of seed stage companies, including multiple unicorns, and plays an active role mentoring founders and helping startups scale globally. Early in his career, he also founded and led several companies, including Mash5 Technologies and Bright Info. He also had leadership roles at Muse, Sun Microsystems, ThinkMart, and Engineered Intelligence. He holds his Ph.D. in computer science from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and his BS from Tsinghua. So without further ado, I'll pass it off to Jet and Dr. Xia to tell us a little bit more about TSVC, their work, and to kick us off on today's discussion. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having us. I can say a little bit about our fund and we can pass it off to Dr. Xia. Hi again, everyone. We are TSVC. We are founded in 2010, formerly known as Teak Angel Fund. We are a Silicon Valley-based seed stage venture firm, all founded by serial entrepreneurs and engineers. We have invested since founding more than 20 early stage companies, includes 12 unicorns and several IPOs, including the Zoom we're using right now, XAI, Carta, Ginkgo Bioworks. We primarily focus on deep tech, physical AI, med tech, but of course, now with the rising of AI, the future of that, and I would even argue the post-AI world, which is exactly what Dr. Xia is going to talk about today. Let's pass it off to Dr. Xia.
Okay, good morning. Yeah, and I really appreciate this TYCon, right? Organize this wonderful event, right? So we can talk about interesting topic. Let me quickly share the one of my presentation for today. The PowerPoint, unfortunately, PowerPoint still is in Chinese, but I do have an English article published at our website. I share the link. You can grab that English article. Um, well, yeah, so sorry for I we have to use this Chinese PowerPoint. Do we have any issue with that? So hopefully. Okay, so then you can see the slide, the first one. So we can start from that. Okay, let me quickly skip, right? This is a title. So basically, it's eight opening, all eight opportunities, right? When we see, wow, the large language model from OpenAI or Anthropic almost crash everything on it's the path, right? So that's a kind of a disaster, but still we see a lot of opportunity. Then we start from there. Okay. Right. So the question on this slide, the question is when on the path of a large language model, that's OpenAI, Anthropic, right? And there's a leave nothing, right, to the startup. That's not true. We know that that's not true. So then we tend to ask, right, on this issue, we tend to ask. So instead of we worry about, oh, this is a large language model, OpenAI or Anthropic, what they want to do next, right? We worry about that, and we want to avoid this is intensive competition. And I try to turn the question in a different way. So what those Anthropic or OpenAI for those larger language model, what they cannot do, they cannot do it well, right? So that's a way we identify our next opportunity. Okay, the large language model they cannot do, right? So that is a physical AI, that's for sure. Very obvious, right? Physical AI. Physical AI because they have a very difficult situation that is world model, so-called world model. World model is not so easy because this is a very, very low toleration for any mistake. And in reality, from our investment on the physical AI, for example, e-bots, that is robotic for Flextronic, when they work for the iPhone assembly line, right? iPhone assembly line, for that kind of a situation. And also like a Beagle is agriculture robotics when they work in the field, right? And in the agriculture situation. What we learn is for physical AI, what is the real entry barrier? Entry barrier that is those I call it a 1,000 exception, 1,000 unexpected situation in physical AI. So the good example, the one good example is in early day. Remember Tesla, right? Early day Tesla. The very first, anyone remember very first the accident, fatal accident happened in Tesla. What was that? Do you still remember that? Maybe you forgot, right? I can just remind you. It was a big truck in white color truck, and in front of a Tesla. And the Tesla vision system camera recognized that truck as a piece of sky. And then the car, right? The car just hit the truck because it cannot recognize differentiate whether it's a truck or versus a sky. So that is a fatal exception. So for any physical AI, what we learn from all the trial and error, what we learn is you have to go through this 1,000 exception or accidents. And that's the way you train or improve your model. Oh, this is a really, really tough, tough situation. Okay. So this is a physical AI is a uh wow, it's a really the situation, the weird situation for the language model. Okay. So this is one area. The other area is I would say is a forever the fatal area for the larger language model. That is a human interest. So that's a forever. That the AI can never surpass or improve right itself and surpass a human interest. So that's forever. Unlike the physical AI, in physical AI maybe world model. I don't quite believe in world model, but we can see a lot of improvement, right? Getting better, and maybe it'll take a long time, 10 year, 20 year, getting better. But it cannot. I don't believe it can just totally have a one model handle all the physical world. To me, I think that's impossible. That's impossible. Unlike a language model, okay. But this one, when we talk about human interest, that's forever. That's forever. Because by definition, right? Yeah, because for when we talk about the AI governance, and it's a very for sure, right? We're not going to have an AI to make a judgment for human interest. That's impossible. We don't want that happen. And talking about the human or personal uh, sovereignty. Um, yeah, we cannot get rid of that, right? And we cannot have that rights given that right to AI. So we want to uh, defend ourselves and avoid any so-called alienation, right? It's a philosophy term, alienation. And the last one, number three, is about the meaning of a life. So meaning of life, of course, is not determined by AI, right? So that's a human interest. That's forever. All right. So all of this actually coming from my research, so-called research in the area. I call it the techno anthropology. So it's a combination of a technology and anthropology. So we study the relationship and technology and the culture of human life, right? So this is my very fascinating area, and I feel I enjoy all this area. So when talk about anthropology, maybe some of you study anthropology. So this anthropology is about the field work, and I would say I have a 40 years field work. So this I go through the five tribal life tribes, right? Uh, at Tsinghua University is about the education to train myself like a machine, right? It's a tool. So this is all of them are. I think as a current our education is a big problem. We are trained to be a more efficient machine, more efficient tool. So that's a one tribe. And I when I came to US, there's a culture shock, right? So the US culture is another tribal, my tribal life. And 96, I came to Silicon Valley, and the Silicon Valley, another big tribe. And 20 years ago, I start to learn the humanity. So there's a new tribe for me, especially, and I have been through the all the postmodern philosophy research. So that's very interesting. And recently, I formally started my meditation training. Okay, so this is my tribal life, and also I have a five native identity as a scholar, engineer, entrepreneur, investor, and also the 修行者 is a meditation, right? Practice meditation. So that's my field. So this is very special. Okay, so this is my background, my and the related background. So that's why, for me, I can using the anthropology, right, as a anthropology approach to look at AI, and I can go through the what I see the opportunity from number two to number eight. Okay, the first opportunity, of course, is the physical AI. I already covered that. Okay, so this one, the title says I'll say the white collar work eventually will vanish and it will be replaced by AI one by one, and they will see the black collar. So that's my theory. Okay, I'll talk about what is a black collar. Here, I give you the reason why what I believe is white collar will be replaced by AI. The big reason, the big reason is all these large language model. How we train this large language model? What is the data? The data, the whole data for AI is all the symbolic system or semological system, right? The symbol system in the human civilization. And this whole system is contributed actually by white collar people. Because every article white collar write, you report all these reports you write, all the data sheet you write, financial data, everything, our legal system, and all the policy, right, political policy, everything is a white collar contribution. And we use all of that to train AI. So, and then of course, when AI learns from all our civilization, right, the result of civilization contributed by the white collar, that is the AI strength, right? So, so then AI can immediately replace this part. So that's why I need to talk about this three level reality. I missed that part. So three level reality means that the level one reality is a natural, right? It's a natural, the great natural. What you see, the mountains, trees, rivers, even the animals, right? So that's number one. The second one is about the society, the human society. But it's not just a human, animal can have a society. Even ants, right, have their society. And number three is the complicated society. Society complex, that's a human being. That's a complex. And especially human have invented a written system, right? Everything it can write and can document. So that is a part, and that is why color contribute everything. And then when the AI right try to help a human and replace human to handle all this white collar work, then one interesting part is the AI when we work on the AI, especially when we work on the workflow one by one, right, and see all this procedure. And quickly we realize, AI realize, why the human workflow is so complex. Especially you have so many approval process. You ask this one, this role, another role, the different people, and to approve, to collaborate. And the reality is actually is a very straightforward because human being is not so reliable. So then that's why when we design our legal system, our policy, right, and we try to prevent human to make a mistake. And the human, we try to prevent the human to take advantage, right, to game the whole system. We try to prevent, right, human just be so selfish, right? So anyway, the human civilization system, our complex society, right? The one of the reason is we don't trust human being. Human being is not a trustworthy because this is a lack of trust, right? And we create a very complex civilization. This is a system, but this part of a system actually to AI is a redundant. So when we replace the white collar work, right, that part of work, and we hand over to AI and assume we don't want to train the AI to be so selfish, right? And we want to train the AI still be honest. If we have that system, because AI, if we keep the AI is not too complex, over complex, well, and then you see the efficiency. The AI can optimize and get rid of a lot of the redundant part of in the workflow. So then I would say in here I would say those are civilization organ, right, and being replaced uh, one by one by the AI. It's a redundant. Okay. And after this replacement, then what is still remain, right? What is still remain? Because what I said at the very beginning, we set the goal. That is a human interest stay, right? We cannot give up human interest to AI. And then who is going to take control of a human interest? I would say it's a black collar. It's not white collar because white collar worker, right? Is you cannot do better than AI, and it will be replaced by AI. Then the better one is then the last and the remaining job should be done by so-called black collar. And the why is black collar. Why we put this a name? And now it's a soccer season, right? A lot of people watch soccer. And look at the soccer. The soccer in the soccer field, there's a soccer referee. In tradition, there's a referee wear black. The right black, so it's a black collar. But this a soccer referee, he's a kind of a judge for the whole game. And this referee, this guy cannot touch the ball. He never play. And who is kicking the ball? And in our situation, when we talk about this issue, that is the AI, right? AI is doing the actual work to replace human. And then you need this kind of a judge or referee to monitor, right? And whether or not this AI is performed in the right way. So, and then we will see this is just like a referee, and we have a three function for black collar. The number one is this guy need to design the boundary of AI. So what is the red line, right? What is the bottom line for AI? AI cannot cross. So that is important. The secondly is something new, right? But you have to envision because AI is an autonomous system, just like a Tesla car, right? It has self-driving capability. But in the AI, not happen today, may not happen today, but it's happening. All this agent system is autonomous. We want a very intelligent agent, right? It should be autonomous. That means agent can create new agents. So that is the idea. When the agent can grow itself, right? And it's organic. It's just like I would say it's artificial nature, right? Or we can call the whole AI system down the road is our second nature. It's artificial nature. And then we want a black collar function as a gardener. So it's a gardener. It need to trim, right? Or get rid of those weed, those are plants we don't want, right? This is a gardener, and put more nutrition to the new species we want it to grow, and populate, right? Populate some new species, the good agents, right? Can even we sell it up to many different places, give other people to use. So it's more like a gardener, okay? Because it's a growing system, you have to take care of that. It's unlike a traditional machine, right? The traditional machine
下滑，
your washer.
中午晚上都可以把吃饼，所以你不用做米饭。
Okay, can we mute? Okay, I can put a mute here. Okay, all right, all right. So the number three is I think is the most important thing is this black collar have to be the agent, the human agent, right, to represent human being, represent some organization. So for each company, each organization, institution, you need to have this kind of person, right? And he's in charge of an AI system. Be responsible, especially be responsible, and sign the paper, and authorize, and this all this control or authorization, right? So that is important. Well, so this is a really new role, right? In the past, we don't have this kind of a profession. So this is a new profession. So that is I spend a lot of time on this because this is something new, right? You have to understand. Okay, and we're talking the next one. So I think this is a starting point. When we deal with the AI, we deal with the autonomous system, right? The machine can grow itself, right? And have a maybe some people argue, right? Maybe have a AI have its own consciousness, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, you cannot treat it as a regular machine, okay? No longer. So this is a new system when we have to be a black collar, right? And then the next one is following the same idea. Next one is a personal agent. So we have a very strong idea and thinking about the black collar, right? Keep that in mind. So this is a black collar for yourself. Okay, that's a personal agent. The personal agent actually is we just take back the human individual sovereignty to yourself, your rights from who? From all this platform. Because right now, today we have encountered the huge problem developed for over 30 years, right? The order from internet. What is the big problem? Because the whole internet is for free. For many, right, service, like Google is free, right? And Facebook is free. TikTok is free. But free, anything we know from our life experience, anything free, you want to be cautious. All this free stuff should be the most expensive one. And what you surrender, what you give up for today that is your attention. Okay. So because all this free stuff, all this platform, they want your attention. So that is all this attention for today is driven by AI algorithm. Its takeover is already AI in control. So that is the most dangerous part. Then we will see all this social media. Social media is driven by algorithm, driven by AI, and it will feed all the content, right? And those content hit your nervous system. And the whole purpose is about their advertising. So that's a Facebook, that is X, that is right, that is Google, right, YouTube, everything, and TikTok. Well, so all this platform to me is my enemy. In my view, is my enemy, right? Because it's not on your interest. It's for the how all of the operation is for platform, their interest. So that create a huge problem. And I remember maybe last year, Facebook got sued because it's over 20 uh, suicide cases. And all those parents, right, they sued Facebook because this is an interest problem. The same thing happened to this so-called KOL, right? All this KOL, I think that the most KOL actually they don't produce authentic, original content. They just move, right? They just move some content from one place to another place, and they use their human algorithm try to influence you. This is so-called influencer. But do you think this influencer is on behalf of your own interest? I doubt. Okay, so that is a PA. That is a PA, personal agents. So personal agent is a next huge opportunity, and they have to act on behalf of your own interest. Then the very important thing you have to pay for it, right? If it's for free, then you want to ask, right? Again. If anything for free, is that a really expensive one, right? Most expensive one. Yeah, yeah. So they have to be super loyal, right? Have to be 100% loyal to yourself as for your individual. Okay, so they have to be a firewall, right? To be in front of all this platform, all this content provider, and then get back your attention, right, and control your own attention. So that is the idea. So in the end, is down the road we will see you are not going. So any individual, we are not exposed to ourselves directly to any content or to internet. We have to use our agent, personal agent, to interact with outside. So that is the idea. And in this direction, we will see the huge opportunity because we're going to see the new generation, the personal agent-driven, right, interaction with the outside world. And all of this TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Amazon, Yelp, Booking, whatever, will be replaced eventually. Okay, that's why we see the huge opportunity. That is so PA is a big thing. Okay. After PA, what's the next? What is next? I would call it agentic media to replace the current social media. Then, because we spend a lot of time, we talk about why we need a black collar, and the personal agent is your own black collar. Okay, you take control by yourself, right? And after that, then we will see the revolution to social media in this space. The agentic media or your personal agent, your agent-driven media will replace current social media. So that is the idea. Yeah. So then we will see all of this new media, new agentic media is on behalf of take control, right? Really give back the power, right, to the individual. So that I think this is very easy to understand. So the next one after social media, that'll be agentic social. Because today the all this social network, right, is only I would say is a very shallow only connection. So in the Facebook, we have all this contact. In the LinkedIn, it's just contacts. There's not much. And even WeChat, right, is about the contact. WhatsApp is just a contact. There's a social interaction, but there's a lot of interaction, and it's a to me it's a spam, right? To me it's a spam. It's not a human relationship. So we want the authentic. We want the really authentic, useful social interaction to build the relationship. It's a true relationship. It's not just a contact. So then we need a really high EQ AI, right? The EQ AI, the agent with the EQ to help you to interact with other people. I'm not talking about the companion, right? Companion, I also see some companion, AI companion could be the digital drug to the individual. Be careful, okay? I'm not talking about companion, okay? I'm talking about the agentic social. So it's a high EQ. Okay. All right, and we can move forward. So because we want AI with a high EQ, then we need to talk about the emotion AI, right? Because with the EQ, AI need to understand the human emotion. So that is an effective computing area. This new area, this is a research area happening, especially in MIT for over 30 years. But today, I would say all this large language model is missing, right? It's not very intelligent in this human emotion. The big problem is because the language is not a right vehicle to describe the human emotion. Some research said it's only like 10% of human emotion can be captured by the language. Some say even less, right? No, it doesn't matter how much, but it's just a very small portion. And the human emotion is a multi-model, right? You have your facial expression, your body language, right? And your voice, right? All your voice and a lot of biological signal. So it's not yet captured by the larger language model. So it's a lot of data, new data we need to train and we need to capture. So today's AI is really good in the IQ, right? But not the EQ. We still need a lot of work. So after say we have a emotion AI, you can easily understand there's so many opportunity, right, to handle the how to deal with the what I just said is the next generation AI-driven agentic social, right? The agent, if an agent have a high EQ, and how to deal with the individual, and then we'll see the next generation customer service, next generation education, right? Next generation psychological or mental care, and the next generation of senior care, right? Even the safety and a lot of areas, the art, right, creative work. So all driven in the based on the high level of the human understanding of a human human emotion and a high EQ AI. Okay, next. So after we say we can do a lot of things on the emotion, but what is more intelligent beyond the human emotion? I would say spiritual part, because human we also carry our character, right, and our life in the another dimension, higher dimension. That's a spiritual part. Spiritual. So that I would say is down the road, the largest or big opportunity, or largest opportunity, or biggest opportunity is in the so-called is body, heart, and the spiritual. That is a huge industry. Okay, so even larger than everything. The reason actually is quite straightforward. When we see our labor work, all this labor work like agriculture or in factory, right? People move all these parts doing this very tedious labor work already get replaced by machine, by automation. And when everyone, all of you, right, today, you're not going to do the labor work, right? And you are not going to like spend 8 hours, right? Work at the factory to move those those machine parts, right? You're not going to do that, and you don't spend like 12 hours in the farmer land, right? You don't do that. So what's missing? After this missing, everyone need to do fitness. Why we call it fitness? Because if you don't do that, you're sick. Your body won't agree with you, right? If you don't exercise. So because this is just this biological evolution, human cannot move so fast. It's so our labor work actually replaced within this 100 years. 200 years ago, most of us still we need to spend maybe 10 hours or 12 hours at the farmer land. We are farmer, most of us, over 90%, 95% we are farmer in the farmland. It's a huge amount of labor work. And now it's a replace, right? And we have to go to gym. And if you need to have all the different way to exercise, train your body, right? And to be health, to maintain your health, to be healthy. And this fitness, right? This fitness is a huge industry. It's $1 trillion. And then just look at what you use, right? Where you to go, and what you eat, and even what you wear, right? Your clothes, especially for those your young lady, right? You spend a lot of money to buy those expensive Lululemons. This is super expensive, right? And if I'm a farmer, right? I go to the land to just right take care to do the weeding, right? Are you going to wear the expensive Lululemon? That's a joke. That's a joke, right? So so in the history there, what do we see, right? When we get rid of the all this labor work, right, and we develop $1 trillion business to compensate, right? And then today we're going to get rid of all of our mental related the intellectual labor replaced by AI. And then what's the next? I would say this is a body, heart and spiritual, right? Mind. This, that is the new industry. Another $1 trillion opportunity. Okay, even more than fitness, because this is a kind of a fitness for your mind, for your heart, even bigger. So that is a huge opportunity. So there's a lot of people already work on that. I know Jet is working on this new area, right, to try to be a new startup. So this is a huge. This is so many. It's about like coaching, just like in a fitness center, right? You have a human coach to help you to do the fitness, and the technology, all this tech, right? You can call it the mind tech or heart tech. This is a new tech, wearable. Oh, this are all of the new gears, and the food, a lot of food, and education, and even though there's different kind of space. Yeah, some of our friend, right, and talking about the meditation area. And because in the Silicon Valley, so many people are just remodel your house. And some say that I'm going to have allocate a small area in my house, right? And especially dedicated for meditation. And it's expensive. You need to spend a lot of money for that. Yeah, the outside, right? And outside, like a fitness center, right? What about the fitness center for your heart, for your mind? And all this like a vacation area, right? So it's a huge opportunity. Okay. And the last one is about education. So the idea is in our childhood, right, from our elementary school, we have a physical education, and why not we should have the heart of mind education. So that is a huge business, education in the education part. Because down the road, we're not going to train everyone just to become a better machine. Because today, everyone, including yourself, just think hard, right? Think about it. So all of us in our current education system, the whole purpose of our current education just to train you as a better machine. But now you encounter a better machine than a human being, that is AI. You always do better work than yourself. So then that means that the direction of education is wrong. And then we need to change the whole education system from now on. So this is another huge business, huge opportunity. All right. So I think I cover everything. The conclusion is today, right? And you see why we have all this anxiety, right? And we feel the pressure. And for most people, we don't feel happy, right? The big reason is because the whole society and we're moving to the direction making people like a machine, function like a machine. In each company, right, we talk about the KPI, performance, right? It's all the language for machine. It's not for human being. So that's totally wrong. It's totally wrong, right? So then the whole direction from now on, when we understand that we build a better machine than human, then the whole direction we need to make the human, right, back to the real human. So that's the whole purpose for your life, right? Don't live like a machine. You want to live as a human. So that's a new civilization. And we're so lucky we're in this phase. And we can claim, right? We can claim is we're the human being. We want to live like a human. So that's a new revolution. And everyone, we are part of that. That's also my purpose. That's the meaning of my life. Okay, it's also meaning of your life. So then you're in this new direction. Okay, I can stop here. Now it's a question for all of you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Xia. Just wanted to close on, we're going to send again the article written on the TSVC blog about exactly what Dr. Xia just talked about. If you want to read more, there are some articles that will be slowly translated, but the original Chinese and all the sub-theses are covered on the 公众号if you would like to scan that. And a little personal ad for myself, if you were interested in hard tech, you're welcome to talk to me. I have a project. Happy to bring people on. Okay, and next, I just thought before we go through QA, I can just take 5 minutes to share very quickly. And of course, it's great Dr. Xia already set the philosophical tone. I do have some very practical, technical things that you can apply right away. Oh, I would like to share my screen, please.
Yeah,
But we
please.
can get started. Yeah, so right now I'm taking care of about 8 interns at TSVC. Here. And one thing I noticed, right, one of our kids like to describe their experience with AI as a magic 8 ball. I don't know if any of you still know what that is, but I think the biggest difference, right, is that most people today, everybody has access to AI, but I would say first of all, only 10% of people actually, or even 2% of the population still uses it. But then in between the people who uses AI, there's still a huge gap, right? I think most people, especially when they're early AI users, they use it in the open loop way, which is you ask a question, get a response, you paste it somewhere, and reset. That's it. But I think what really makes a difference for people who use AI well is what we call the closed loop usage, which is starting to build a compounding personal system that gets smarter every time you use it. And like Dr. Xia said, right, it becomes one day you will start to notice it become its own organism that is able to grow on itself. And that is in line with the evolvement of the white collar work. Yes, right. As you go from the entire white collar role exists to manage human reliability through administrative friction like rules, reports, audits, sync ups, right? But AI, as it eliminates that, you have to start moving from an operator, a producer, into someone that's in charge of boundary design and constraints and human alignment rather than just execution. So some tips. Oh, I talked about that. Okay. Right. So first, before I share some tips, I just want to validate you, reassure you. I think there needs to be some academic on learning to do. I know different of your teachers, professors handle AI differently, but I want to validate you. It's not cheating. And the argument, right, is that like, oh, AI helps you think, helps you learn, but I would like to think of it as a barbell. It helps you lift weights, put more weights on, lift them better and safer, right? As it frees you from the execution, so you can focus on what really matters, which is being a supervisor and learning to direct, audit, and orchestrate multiple people, which is a much more complex skill and requires human judgment. So please start using AI. Don't feel like it's cheating. Use it smartly. Okay, first thing I think you can do right away is start to be skeptical. Many students tend to assume AI outputs are facts and take it as face value and copy and paste things blindly. Never trust a single AI. I think the easiest thing you can do right now is to ask to, many of you already use multiple AI models, right? They have generous free tiers. You can at least do this. At least pick one as your main model, and then whatever conclusion you come up with one, paste it into the other AI and ask it to fact check. That's something you can do right away. And soon you will start to pick up patterns on what AI tend to hallucinate on. And as you can see, that is a manual skill, which is pitting outputs against each other and red teaming. Something you can do right away. Next is a step from that on is learning context management. As you work on continuous projects, you will soon start to notice one single chat is not enough to do that. And especially in AI, we have this term called a giggle, which is garbage in, garbage out. Your AI is really only as good as what you put to it. So one thing you can do right away is to start managing your context. So that might include, right, instead of maintaining one continuous long thread, start to extract, have a summarized chat and then see how your context can carry over to different chat histories. And notice the difference between when you put in a more specific context versus not, how the answer changes and applies to you. And that is exactly the boundary design skill you will need for the future to manage intelligent systems. And then a step up from that, soon you will start to realize that pasted in context is also no longer enough. And at some point, I would suggest you to start to move your workflow locally, which is instead of relying on web-based interfaces, start downloading codecs, download the cloud code, download the desktop version, and see how the shift from chat window to your entire workspace integration environment changes. Let AI read your files, execute things, right, and to start to take over more of your operation yourself and see how your role in that changes. And that is how you can go from a flat chat window that you just take in information as it is into what it's like to be a AI gardener and managing autonomous workspace, and see how your attention shifts from like staying at the screen and looking at the AI response every 5 seconds into letting it run for 5 minutes, and see how that changes your life. Lastly, this might be a little advanced, but I'm going to introduce to you this term first. Soon then, after that, you might start to find yourself to want to write your own skills, which is that, right, if you don't externalize your insights, then you start to lose them and repeat the same prompt engineering forever. Not going to dig too deep in there. There's plenty of tutorials out there on skill writing. But again, just one verdict from that is in skills, then you will start to notice that what your task becomes more precise, and you are then learning how to iterate on systems where you will start to pay attention, and instead of fresh context every time, notice how the exact errors AI are starting to make, and how you can deploy precise fixes onto that. And that is exactly the skill you will need too for your future as we enter the AI world. What else? I might skip over this. Now, then on to a more of the philosophical mindset growth I tend to notice in our interns, and I think it's good for all of us to take away. Whoops. Right, I think this one, right? So again, not a lot of population uses AI, but for all of you who do, right? If everyone can use AI is going to give them the same answer. So then, if everybody just has standardized AI output, what is going to give you the edge then? So it's then becoming important for you to start to notice that, right? Because AI gives everyone the same answer. So what makes you stand out? And that really comes down to what is then unique about you and preserved only through you. So as you start to use AI, right, I would start suggesting, right, thinking about like how you can make this answer less generic and apply more to you, and that is exactly what's going to give you the edge in the world where everybody is using AI. And then lastly, right, just a highlight on again Dr. Xia's point on a heart labor or spiritual quotient, whatever you're gonna want to call it, right? AI can help you with a lot of tasks, but it lacks the organic life experience that we do, how we experience time and our emotions. And that is actually exactly where the future AI workers is going to operate on, right? As AI takes over a lot of things for us, who is going to make that human value judgment, and who is going to feel the consequences of those decisions AI is helping us make. So to start keeping that in mind. And then very quickly, maybe just 4 things you can do right now. Stop trusting your AI, have them pit them against each other. Stop using chat interfaces. Move to local agentic workflows. Start tracing your own failures, and make more specific plans on how your AI can stop making the same mistakes. And again, remember your own agency and start having a strategy for how you want AI to be in your life. And that's all I have. Are we okay on time? Can we go a little over? I'm sure we have plenty of QAs to go through. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I can take over from here. We've collected some questions from the sign up form, so I think our students here are definitely dying to know. So Dr. Xia, I think the first one, right? A lot of our audience are still CS majors today. So Dr. Xia,
Oh,
how would
okay.
you advise the CS majors to adapt in our new era? And then we can get to the liberal arts students.
Sure. Yeah. So I think it's just now we need a really, really balanced education. So because I have a strong criticize about the existing education system. The whole purpose, because I already said is the whole purpose is totally wrong, right? And if we say we're trained as a tool, as a machine, right, that's a wrong direction. Yeah, if you're trained to be a really human being, then we need to have a more balanced, right, character. I just for this purpose, I just wrote article last night, and hopefully you can share. But unfortunately, if you read Chinese, it's okay. Otherwise, you use any translation tool. The idea is, STEM is my body, so I give you the key idea last night. What I wrote, STEM education, the math, physics, whatever, and then we need to grow two wings. My left wing is a humanity, or this is a humanity study. So that means starting from philosophy. I love philosophy, right? And I think very, very hard about the human nature. And then, of course, the literature, English, right, history, there's all this hardcore humanity re study. The more practical one is all those social studies like sociology, anthropology. Those are very more practical one. Even more practical political science, public policy. The public policy, or if you learn some law, right? Took some courses from law school. Economy, not hardcore economy, not mathematical, okay, just a more practical one. Practical one is then you have a better understanding the how this society, right, structured, how it works, right, and a better understanding about a human being. So that is my left wing, and I share my experience. My experience because I personally I'm more interested. I have a strong interest on the postmodern, all the postmodern philosophy, all this the in the Western world, Western culture, how Western people thinkers to criticize the all the Western the modern society, okay, especially the postmodern, post-industry society, okay. This is one direction. This is my left wing. And there's another wing, the right one. The right one is about the how do we develop our mind power, right? The mind and heart power. So that is another direction. And how do we train ourselves, right? So that is a balance. I have a that's why in my article I developed my left wing and also the right wing. So then I can fly. That is
Hmm.
idea. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that advice goes both ways to the current STEM majors and the liberal art majors. I think the answer is you need both. So start growing what you lack. And as you can see, that is exactly where Dr. Xia drew his inspiration from, only from this wide of a variety of fields of study. Okay, also, if people here have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, but we'll just have a last one we want to ask for you, which is getting super technical. So a lot of graduating students especially are facing a tough job market that looks completely different even from 3 years ago. Dr. Jia, how would you advise students graduating get their hands on their very first bucket of gold?
Well, I think this is what I learned when I uh first in early 90, right? And I came to US, and later in 96 I came to Silicon Valley. So what I learned is all about all this innovation. So in Silicon Valley, of course, is a center of is a center of world, right, about innovation. So then in the innovation, that means a new opportunity. And when we talk about a new opportunity, that means it's just a reset the clock, or reset the whole world, right? For you. So that's really really good. Glorious for is a I think it's really happy for all this young generation like you, right? So then it give you the huge opportunity when you start your career. So you don't have to follow the path of all this existing path. You don't have to compete, right? All this with all these existing giants, and you can set your new path. So that's your opportunity. And I already mentioned, I already give you, I make a long list, right? You have 8 opportunities already. I share with that. You can do it one by one. And I definitely for myself, I encourage everyone get into this new industry. That is a body, heart, and mind. That's a new industry because it's so huge, right? It's just like a, in my calculation, more than $5 trillion. That is a huge gold mine you need to dig.
Yeah, I need a project right away. Feel free to talk to me. Okay, yeah,
Right,
let's open to
right,
the floor.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, Megan?
Yeah, hi.
Mhm,
I was really interested in your like whole topic about how education optimizes to become a machine and we need to
mhm,
optimize to become a human.
mhm,
Um, I'm not working directly in the AI industry, but I have friends who do, and they had interesting commentary that a lot of people within the AI like industry don't really understand what or don't really have deep thoughts on what creativity is or the
mhm,
difference between a human and a machine.
mhm,
So I'm an artist.
mhm.
Um, I'm curious what your thoughts are about what actions or behaviors can generate the human optimization, especially in like this discipline of creativity.
I think it's when you talk about this word or definition of this terminology, human optimization. That is to me that's very dangerous. So what is the goal, right? What is the goal? Because when we talk about optimization, you need to define a matrix, right? A goal, or even quantize, right? So improve whatever blah blah by 10%, by 5%, or reduce something by 30%. That is about optimization. But when we talk about a human being, right? How do you define that part? So then the question getting back to you, right? When we talk about optimization, what do you really want to optimize? For example, the trust. What is that trust, or is that health? Is that happiness? So that is an open question.
Yeah, I guess
Mhm,
my hypothesis is that
mhm,
if there's a scale between machine and human,
mhm,
um, people, based on like the structure of society or the way we conduct our actions, makes us slide along this aspect. And I guess my hypothesis is that creativity in and of itself is something that can be quantified and at least increased. Um,
mhm, mhm.
if that, I don't know if that like clarifies the question at all.
Okay, I think I can see your point, right? So I think it's a quantify maybe it's a difficult, right? And especially creativity have a strong connection to human spiritual world, right? And so if you say are inspired by something, by some light, right? It's a very spiritual measurement, right? So then it's a difficult to use on any traditional or mechanism way to do that kind of measurement. Otherwise, it's not spiritual. Yeah. And then in this sense, I think we can open up open a door for spiritual world. And in my belief is because I practice meditation. What I believe is in this whole world, right? And you see a lot of inspiration, a lot of creativity. Yeah, but it's a difficult to use a traditional measurement.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So
Mhm.
in the pursuit of, more of that, then it's important to unlock and discover your own like spiritual journey and all of that.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So in my own experience, I can share a lot, right? Because I practice meditation, the Buddhism, whatever. So my own experience is really, really, you get into a higher dimension of a life form. So still, we're a living creature, right? It's a life, and after that practice, right, and you feel something different. It's in a higher dimension.
Thank
That's
you.
really fascinating. So then I really see the whole purpose of life, right? And so then I feel so confident. It is important, right? Because then in the life, right? In the when you live in this world, right? You feel strong enough. You're not going to be crushed, right? Easily get crushed. So
Thank you.
that's so important. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
So Dr. Xia just published a very long, detailed article on the relationship with art, technology, and spirituality. So it's currently in
Mhm.
Chinese, but give it to your translator. Happy to, well, I totally recommend y'all to read it if you're interested. Of course, we encourage all of you to, I guess, grow the halo, which is become
Yeah.
artists too. To become artists too.
Yeah, I appreciate Jadu is working on that, right? Put a lot of my articles out and put that into the agentic media form, right? The agent. So then I think maybe later you can share your work, and then
Okay.
it's a translation is not a problem, right? Because
All
the
right.
the
Yeah.
AI take all this content and whatever you want English or even you want a German, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It can read that for you, right? So that is a convenience. It's another part of work of by Jet, right? It's working on the agentic media. Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of post-AI world we live in, and lots of opportunities for y'all. So if you ever feel like working this space, even not if not directly with me, please come to TSVC, and we'll love to take on projects
Right,
like that.
right. And basically, you're the generation, you're AI native generation. Today, probably you feel frustrated, right? You say, "Oh, your job market, and it's so many competition, whatever." But you're going to reset the whole clock.
Make
You
your own
see, this is a
market.
new world, right? This is a whole new world starting from us. And the way of life, right? And the way of even the job market, you're going to redefine it and you're going to create those new career, like a black collar, right? For example, black collar is something new. And when you talk to those old people, right, in the each organization, oh, they are going to listen to you. This is something new to them, right? And they'll see they are going to agree with you. Oh, yeah, we really need that. When we deploy all this AI system, yeah, this is something really missing. And who are well trained, that'll be you, right? Because you don't have that hurdle, and now you have enough time, right? Because you cannot find a job, you're not so busy. Now you have time to think very hard about the human. Well, what is a real human, right? What is a human interest? So then the next phase you're going to sell your skill because everyone everywhere needs that, like a black collar, right? Any organization when they use the AI system, when they see, oh, this is a agent system, right, growing so fast by itself, right? Who is taking control? Then some people really want to have a good knowledge, right, with a good skill. And I think I'll encourage Jed, right, and for your all this young generation, and you should train yourself and you form your own club, right? And build a skill for yourself. It's not from the job market. And you're the generation you create jobs for yourself. You invented your job for yourself. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Dr.
So
Xia. You definitely
thank
left us
you.
with like a lot to think about. I just want to thank you guys again for joining. I hope you guys found something valuable. I know I have a lot to think about on the spiritual side, at least. Very
Yeah.
excited. And also, we will be uploading the recording onto our YouTube soon, so we'll send out that once it comes out. If there are no other questions, I just want to say thank you guys again so much for joining. Reach out if you have any other questions about webinars or ideas generally, or you want to get more involved in TyCon. And have a lovely rest of your Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Oh,
you.
we have a question. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we can be on
Sorry,
for.
I was just wondering if uh you would be able to spare some time, like because I'm just curious and I have like a lot of things that I want to talk about. So
Mhm.
I was just curious if you guys have time, like if no, like no problem, but uh yeah.
I think maybe it's still is all organizer, right, for TYCon. Let's set
Okay.
up some Q&A session, or maybe it's something like office hour, right?
Yeah, and
So
Aaron, you can
I'll enjoy. Yeah, definitely I will enjoy talk to you. This you're the native AI generation. Yeah, for me. I can learn a lot from you guys, right? Because you have no friction. So once you change your mind, right? Why I have to find a job, right? Defined by all this organization, they are going to be trashed by whole AI eventually, right? The whole white collar, because in my theory, the whole white collar will be replaced. Right? This is a changing world. This is a civilization level change, right? Why you have to define it by the old one, just like if you go back to 200 years ago, and you try to find a job in the farmland, right? And I want to do the same work like those horse or human horsepower. And on the other hand, you see the tractor, all this tractor moving around in the field, right? So that's a situation. That's your choice. That's your choice. And then say if you the old farmer, right, all these old people, maybe they have a so strong resistance to those tractors because the tractor replace their job, replace
Right.
their meaning, right? So this is your situation, and we can have a lot of discussion on that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so why
Yeah,
not? We
I
keep
did
the
want
discussion.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did want to discuss with you just like yeah, just basically a lot of the things that you talked about today. And I'm really interested in your spiritual journey with meditation. Um so yeah, I'd be very down to set something up like a maybe 15 or 30-minute meeting or something, just like discussing about the topics that you discussed today. And perhaps maybe you could also provide more insight because I'm just like trying to like wrap my head around a lot of like the topics that you said today.
Yeah,
Um,
I would
yeah.
say get started with the articles. Most of Dr. Xiao's talks are written down, so plenty of
Yeah,
room
yeah.
for you to read through.
I did go through the article when you guys posted it. Um,
There's a lot
and
more on WeChat.
yeah, yeah, I did like skim through it a little bit. And it is very interesting, but yeah, there are just like some things that I feel like I don't really understand. So yeah, that's why I just wanted to see if you were willing to I guess like discuss about that.
cool. Yeah, I think what you said is you represent this you're just a new generation, right? As an AI native, this is a generation. And then what I see is a demand, right? Once there's a demand, of course we need a supply. And that's an economy. So think hard about that.
Yeah, yeah, of
Maybe,
course.
yeah, I think for you, Aaron, maybe you can think in this way, right? What about the current education for just for this for this you guys as this generation with this anxiety, right? When you get into the job market,
Right. Like I do.
what you can be prepared, right? So I think this is a very, very common demand for many of your generation young people like you, right?
Yeah,
So
that's something.
then I think for TYCon, that's your job. You try to form something. It's not
Mhm.
just a simply individual. Yeah, I have a question, and Dr. Xia maybe can answer my question. Spend 15 minutes. But what about since this is demand and supply, right? I can be a supplier and a jet, right? Even TSVC will want to support that. Yeah, how can you turn that into the new business?
Yeah,
And
that's one
then you
way.
can serve, right? Serve this for million of people. Yeah. So this is
Mm,
something
okay.
you want to open the mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's organize
Um,
something.
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
organize something for a
Right,
future
right. That'll be
Q&A.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
just
be
reach
fun.
out and I'll be in contact as well.
Okay,
Right.
sounds
Right.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That was it.
Amazing. Thank you
Hmm.
so much.
No problem. Okay, have a nice day, guys.
You as well.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, we
thank
can
Stop the
you.
stay